Hi everyone, and welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. I have a question for you, and that question is, have you ever made a mistake before? Because I know that I have, especially as a coach, and especially when I first started coaching. And today we're going to go over one of the many mistakes I made early in my coaching career. The mistake that I think I made the most when I first started coaching was symptom chasing. Now I want you to imagine this scenario. You get a brand new pitcher and she's so excited to start working with you. She comes in and she's telling you that she's pretty accurate, but she misses inside a lot. So if she's throwing to a right-handed batter, she ends up throwing it almost at them too often and hits a lot of batters. So you as a coach, you're like, okay, I think I can work with this and I think we can identify this issue. You guys work together for a couple of weeks and 3 or 4 weeks go by. She comes back and she's like, Coach, things are looking great. I'm not hitting batters anymore, but I am throwing the ball a little bit too high. So, as a coach, we love a good head scratcher, right? Okay, we're not throwing it inside anymore, but now the ball's going high, so let's address that first. Let's try to get that ball a little bit lower. So, you guys work together again, you get her ball throwing lower, all is good until she starts throwing it too inside again and starts hitting batters too much. And at this point, as a coach, it can get a little frustrating because you know that you just addressed this problem, so why is it coming back? And that is essentially what symptom chasing is. It's like an endless game of whack-a-mole. Your client comes in, your pitcher comes in, looking for ways to improve their pitching with one specific focus: throwing the ball lower, not hitting as many batters, throwing the ball faster. And you as a coach say, okay, let me satisfy this client and help them achieve their goals and what they need. The only problem with this is sometimes when all we try to do is address the one thing to bring the ball back down to the middle, we may actually be ignoring what is causing the problem in the first place. When you think of symptom chasing, I want you to think of this game of whack-a-mole. You're basically just doing what your pitcher is looking to improve on, instead of looking at what the pitcher needs mechanically to make her overall delivery better. Now, the problem with symptom chasing is that these are very short-term fixes. As you saw in my scenario, everything was great for a week or two until a new problem came up. And that always happens when you're trying to address one little problem at a time. The best fix that I have found is to give my pitchers a full and complete assessment, starting to look more long-term at my pitchers instead of one season at a time. Where are they going to be 5 years from now as a pitcher? To do this, I go through a complete body assessment. I'm looking for range of motion. I'm looking at their pitching mechanics. I'm looking at their current strength and their current skill set in what my assessment outline is. I give them numbers for each of those so that we can objectively see where they're at. I choose their worst possible measurement, and that's what I start addressing first. That's what I try to start improving first and foremost. And I've noticed a huge difference in my pitchers. This approach does take a bit longer than the traditional whack-a-mole symptom chasing approach, but when you make changes with your pitchers, those changes stick so much better. Of course, I do deal with the pressures from parents and coaches where they want their pitcher better within an hour. So it really comes down to just trusting your game plan and just knowing that what you're doing is for the best for everyone's satisfaction. Your satisfaction as a coach, your pitcher as the athlete, the parents, and also their team coaches. So just to recap everything that we went over today, one of the biggest mistakes that I used to make early in my coaching career that I hope all of you can learn from is to avoid symptom chasing. Look for what the root cause of the problem is and address that first. Now, if you're interested in learning more about my assessment process and what I do with my pitchers, make sure you sign up for our newsletter at plusultrapitching.com because I'm able to get into a bit more detail in those weekly newsletters. If you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe on YouTube so that you get a new video anytime it comes out, and click the like button so that we can help as many people around the world. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you avoid the same mistake that I used to make early in my coaching career, and I will see you next time. As always, Plus Ultra!